you guys feeling just overall, big picture, as the Texans head to Chicago?
Vanessa, I'm feeling pretty optimistic about this one. I think this is maybe the most winnable game on the schedule for the Texans all year. And yeah, it's on the road, so that could always complicate things a little bit. But when you take a look at the quarterback under center for Chicago, when you take a look at a defense for Chicago that's not very good against the run, as we saw Sunday night against Aaron Jones, and a running game that the Bears have that can't overcome Justin Fields, at least to this point, limitations, I'm feeling good. How about you?
I feel good about it, and I think Sean said it best yesterday that it kind of is a must-win when you take inventory. You look at the Texans' schedule. I don't want to be schedule girl here, but you got the Chargers. Jags, they could win. Chargers, Jags, Raiders, Titans, Eagles. They've got some tricky games coming up. So if they can win this one, they at least have some momentum. And then, they have the Jags. They have a game against the Commanders. They also have one against the Browns. And the Chiefs. It's tricky.
This is if you don't want to be embarrassing this year, at least completely embarrassing, you got to win this. So I'm begging, please. I know we have other shows with different agendas.
Yes.
The embrace the suck. F that noise. I want this team to, at the very least, be watchable. Please, for the love of God. You had the Colts handing that game to you left and right. You had the Broncos handing that game to you left and right. Please.
Nathaniel Hackett, the hip-hop dancing brain surgeon, handed you the game. And you couldn't complete it.
Hip-hop dancing brain surgeon. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that's who he is. You got to win one. Okay, just please.
The sense of urgency, I like it. Sean, what's your level of urgency here?
I think so too, because Joel has been propagating the embrace the suck. I think Paul is rejecting the suck.
Yes.
Just reject the suck movement from Paul, the temperance movement.
Sucking is canceled.
This is a huge game for Paul to not be embarrassed about this team. So we have a nice square 1-1-1 record. That'd be cool to have that.
Well, plus, what if you get if you embrace the suck and then you draft Trevor Lawrence and he doesn't end up being that much better than Davis Mills?
Thank you.
So
Although we might be finding otherwise out on that.
But
This Sunday will be
the point
interesting.
is that there's a large percentage of the guys that go first, second, third that never work out.
Oh yeah, it's like a
so
higher
embracing
than 50%
the suck is very
possibility.
risky.
Mm-hmm.
It's very risky to suck. Let's talk about Pep Hamilton, the Texans' offensive coordinator. There's been a lot of debate online. If you look at Texans Twitter, Texans Spaces, etc. Did Davis Mills screw up? Is Pep Hamilton not calling good enough games? Pep Hamilton talked to the media yesterday about what he'd like to see from his offense.
Just being more opportunistic. Just when the opportunity presents itself for us to make plays, we're going to make those plays. We feel good about, our guys having a great understanding of what we're doing and how we're attacking our opponents. We just, now have to capitalize on those opportunities.
I interpret that as a shot at Davis Mills.
Really?
If the opportunities are there, that means that there are people open downfield, and you have to hit them. And I know that everyone is so defensive online of their sweet baby boy because they bought into him without actually thinking about
Mills
it.
Money Mania?
Right. Yeah, the Mills Mafia. You guys bought in without thinking long and hard about everything that you have seen under center for the Texans over the years. This is a guy who is missing wide open players on the sidelines and who is holding onto the ball and being extremely tentative with it.
So your team, it's more Davis Mills than Pep Hamilton.
Yes, I think so. Some people are looking for any reason to blame someone other than Davis Mills. Sometimes it's just as simple as the quarterback doesn't have the chutzpah, if you will, to throw the football into difficult spots on the field. He's a little bit risk averse. College has, I think, made a lot of these quarterbacks get to that point where these offenses are designed to make players so wide open that now all of a sudden when they see coverage, they're like, wait a second, what? What's going on here? Should I actually throw it into coverage? You got to have some balls. You got to throw it in. I mean, Jameis Winston's someone who drives me crazy as a quarterback, but give him credit. The guy throws it into tight windows. Yeah.
Pep Hamilton, by the way, was really good at maximizing the potential of other quarterbacks he's worked with. Noteworthy, of course, was Andrew Luck. That didn't work out long-term, but you did see some improvement from Luck. I know Texans fans are hoping he can do the same with Davis Mills. Somebody asked him how he can maximize that talent of Davis Mills. This is what Pep said.
Attack the opponent. We're just trying to do everything we can to stay out of obvious passing situations because you look across the league, that's the biggest challenge for quarterbacks. You got young quarterbacks, guys like Davis who has only 418 attempts as a pro compared to guys that have been in the league for a long time. You know, Tom Brady has over 10,000 attempts, but you go back and you look at the games and you see there's incomplete passes, there's interceptions, there's plays that aren't made. And why is that? And in obvious passing situations, all right, it's a challenge for any quarterback. So we're doing everything we can to, make sure that third down is manageable if we have a third down at all, and then give ourselves a better chance of continuing drives and scoring points.
He is defending Mills to a degree there by, as you mentioned, bringing up Tom Brady.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a.
Let's pump the brakes.
A little bit. Let's not use that. Again, like use a quarterback you worked with, like Andrew Luck or something.
Yeah. It would at least make us feel better.
Right.
But you hear the entirety of that, Vanessa, and I mean, is that not an offensive coordinator who views his quarterback as nothing more than a game manager? We don't want to be in obvious passing situations. Obviously, no team wants to find themselves there. But certain teams in obvious passing situations, you're still feeling a little bit nervous. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, obviously those guys are special. If Davis Mills has the potential to be special, I don't think you're going to be so afraid of those situations. But every single time that we've seen Davis Mills in a 3rd and long, I mean, have you felt good?
No.
Haven't you wanted to quick kick maybe for a second?
I will say this. I do think, for whatever reason, the Texans roster trusts Davis Mills maybe a little more than the Bears roster trusts Justin Fields. Now, you saw that chemistry week 1 with the Bears as they got the big win. Great, good for them. But here's Justin Fields on whether or not the Bears trust him.
When there are 11 passes in a game, do you look at that as a vote of no confidence in you or lack of?
No, I don't think so. Our run game did a great job on Sunday. So, not at all.
Look, I mean, you're in your second year.
No, fans don't do work. I don't know. I mean, come on. So laissez-faire.
The thing with him, he has skills that make him more watchable than Davis Mills. But this team does not trust him yet. They've thrown 28 passes all year.
Is it weird that the Texans trust Davis Mills more?
Yes, though we're really having like the smallest little person conversation when it comes to these two, or the tallest little person. He has only thrown 8 of those 28 passes past the line of scrimmage. 8. I mean, we're talking like a 25% around there. And by the way, he's also been sacked 5 times, which is pretty amazing considering he's thrown the football 28 times. And of those passes, those 28 passes, 2 have been intercepted already. So this guy isn't good. You should be able to outscore him. How many other quarterbacks can you say the same thing about? I don't know, but I feel decent, good, optimistic about their chances to beat this guy.
My prediction is that if they cannot beat the Bears on Sunday, they will not surpass the 4 wins that they've had last year and the year before that.
I think you're right.
Because the only other truly winnable, they'll probably get 1 against the Jags, maybe 2. I think that's generous. I'll say they lose to the Chargers. They get 1 against the Jags, Raiders, Titans,
Jacksonville
Eagles,
has the biggest pulse
Giants.
in the AFC South right now.
Maybe they could do the Commanders, Dolphins, Browns. I mean, this is for the Texans, for a team that's rebuilding. It's a murderer's row. So they need to get the win.
Oh gosh.
In Chicago.